Hi, this is Bree with Timeless Foods, and today I'm having another timeless conversation. And this time we are featuring one of our chefs that a chef that uses our product. Today I have with me Chef Scott Meyers of the new restaurant Brigade in downtown Bozeman. Brigade is a French fusion restaurant that uses Montana products. And we're excited to have Chef Meyers with us today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, no problem.
And we learned through the grapevine that Chef Meyers is very passionate about helping people understand that Montana is just as much known for its lentils and ancient grains as it is for its beef. So we share a common mission, and we're excited to have you. So with that, let's just jump right in. Scott, can you tell us a little bit about your journey to becoming a chef?
So I started, it was probably when I was 13, I started in kitchens, and I'm 45 now. So yeah, I started washing dishes and baking rolls at just some country restaurant back in Vermont. And, it was like the only place that would hire me. And I just kind of liked it. I worked through school. I would work on the weekends. And then I guess I was about 16 when I got my first, what I would consider real kitchen job at a real place. They were breaking down halibuts and salmon and rabbits and pheasants and all that stuff. And the chef at the time, who's a really good friend of mine, was really big into the farm to table movement, back 20 something years ago, before anybody was really doing it. And it just wasn't really talked about. So basically he just kind of showed me how important it was to get good product and just do it well. And that's kind of how it started. And then I went to culinary school at New England Culinary. I graduated in 96, 97. And yeah, I've been traveling around ever since. I've been out in Montana for about 12 years off and on. Most of it's been down in the Southwest area, in the Bozeman area. I did live in Choteau County up in Fort Benton for a little while. And yeah, that's kind of been it, and just kind of seeing what Montana has to offer. And there's so much out there for sure.
I think Montana of a lot of places is really good at featuring farm to table, and it's probably been progressive, right? Like from when you started to
Yeah,
now.
I think more people have noticed it, but it's still not enough, I don't think. I feel like there's more offerings now and more people that have gotten on board with supplying product, and now it's just a matter of making that happen more readily and that are more available to everyday consumers, or for people that are just going out to eat, or chefs or whoever that's using it.
Yeah. So how then this gets into the conversation of, sustainable food. And local food, sustainable food. And like, how do you decide how to source that?
So, obviously being out here for, the length of time I've been here, like I've obviously established a lot of contacts. I work with a lot of different people. Like down here, I do use Farms Direct. So like I have my contacts that I'll deal with the farmers via phone call or email that way, and they'll tell me what they've got. I have some that are super small that just grow straight for me, and they have for a few years. With my grains, now that I'm down here and not in Fort Benton anymore, I was able to get them direct up there, and now I have to use Quality Foods Distributing, which is a big, that's a big supplier for timeless seeds. So basically I can get whatever is on the product list through them. I can get it direct from Timeless too, but since this is right down the road, it's just easy to go pick it up.
So when did you first hear about us for Timeless?
So when I was in Fort Benton, my neighbor grew lentils for you, who was Casey Bailey. And that's where I kind of that's what I was told, that you guys existed. And then from there, I was able to deal, I think, mostly direct with the company, because I know that people would come to the Grand Union Hotel, which is where I was at, and they would eat up there. So I was able to get stuff direct from the company, or I could just go to the farms that were supplying, the wheats and barleys to you guys. So, and that's where I, learned about it.
So you were the chef at the Grand Union for a while?
Yeah.
Okay, when was that? Because I lived here for 4 years, close to that, and I had eaten there.
I think I was there in, I'm trying to remember, 2000 and maybe around like 2012, 2013, because I had just come from outside of the DC area.
Okay, that's different.
Yeah, it was a little different.
That's so, okay. So what brought you out west?
I love to bow hunt, and I love to fish, and I love to farm. So I do a lot of that stuff outside of work. It's usually hobby farming. I raise chickens and sell eggs and produce and stuff like that. So I just enjoyed having, really no restrictions on doing that out here, like HOAs or anything like that, even though there is a ton of them now. But up there, I mean, you could pretty much do whatever. We've had a good run down here too, as far as growing stuff. But yeah, that was pretty much it, just the outdoor lifestyle and that. And then, the other thing too is obviously the food products out here that nobody was using. So it's pretty amazing. I mean, some of the stuff that's out here, it tastes so much better than anything you can get, even if it's imported. I mean, the lentils out here are probably some of the best I've ever had, and that's including stuff from France and from overseas in Europe and whatever. I mean, there's no comparison to it.
Tell me about Brigade itself.
So it's in the old Osborne building, which was it was the building that blew up all over the main street from, I think it was a gas leak. I don't remember how long ago, it was maybe like 10 or 15 years ago. So it got redone. So we have 3 levels here. So we've got Brigade, which is on the top floor, which is the second floor. We have a cafe on the middle floor, which does like pastries, breakfast stuff, coffee. You can get wine by the glass down there, beer off tap. There is some liquor down there if you want to do that. And then there's a couple of different shops in there as well too. They've got some higher end like clothing and hat shops in there. And there's a scoop shop from, I can't remember who it is. It's one of the local scoop shops from town here. So they're down there. And then the third floor, or the bottom floor, is called Happy Box. And that's a like an Asian fusion street food place and karaoke bar. So yeah, so you've got 3 different aspects, like from, higher end to, grab and go kind of stuff. And then, just take out, Asian food.
Wow. Well, that's fun. That's fun to have that mix.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
See, what exactly is on the menu at Brigade with our products?
So currently I've got the French green lentils on there now. And then I have, we just have some purple barley that I just picked up.
What kind of ideas do you have for people at home who want to use these products, but maybe aren't sure where to start? And give them some chef tips.
I mean, like, just, I mean, if you don't know what to do, you can always YouTube it or Google it or whatever on how to do it. But, they make great salads. They make good potato replacements for a main course. They make all kinds of different stuff for like different ethnic foods if you're doing an Asian dish or whatever. I mean, and or you're doing Indian cuisine for the night at home and you want to do something with curry. I mean, those black chickpeas are killer. I mean, and it's something different than your standard canned chickpea, or your dried bag of chickpeas, like, and again, you're supporting the local economy, which is huge right now. And I mean, it always has been, pre-COVID, post-COVID, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, everybody should be thinking about that regardless. And, and all of that, all those proceeds go to, either the person growing it or, the person that's supplying the hub to get it to you. and the farmer. I mean, all it just makes to me, it just makes sense. I'd rather spend a little bit more and get a better product and something that tastes good and benefits than, just buying your run of the mill garbage at the grocery store. I just think all of that combined, I mean, I think people should just kind of branch out from the whole like potato white rice thing and just, look at it for what it is. I mean, it's not that that stuff tastes bad or whatever, but I mean, look at what it does to look at what it does to your diet. Like nobody's saying you can't have a potato from, now and then, but it's like at the rate that people consume it, it's just, whatever. I mean, I'm not going to try and preach healthy food or anything like that, but I just think that, it's just one of those things that it just makes sense to me.
Yeah. I mean,
Plus, we
honestly,
have the crazy obesity rates anyway at this point, and it's just like, okay, if there's something that we can educate people on, maybe they'll eat it, maybe they won't, but at least they'll know about it.
that's right. They've got a choice. They've got a
Yeah.
choice with a higher protein content. Like if you're going to
Yeah.
get your carbs in, you might as well have other micronutrients, protein and
Yeah.
micronutrients in there with it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, are there any other thoughts that you would like to leave with our just with our audience?
I mean, I just think that, for anybody that's out here and that is a foodie or likes to cook at home or likes to try new things or whatever, like, don't be afraid to try any of that stuff. Like if you're vegan, vegetarian, those black chickpeas make really good falafel. They make fantastic stuff. It comes out a little bit different, but the lentils are great too. I mean, you can do lentil cakes, anything like that, or just use them on your side dishes for, your meats and fish or whatever else you're doing. Like just give it a try, like just a simple buttered lentil or just a little bit of grass-fed butter and olive oil and some salt on them, maybe a little shallot and garlic to finish it. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So, give it a try, just kind of branch out if that is branching out for you. I mean, I just think it makes good sense and you'll feel better after you eat it too. Like I really feel like if you were to drop the potatoes for 2 weeks or 3 weeks and just switch over to beans and lentils and whatever else you want to try, I think it would just make good sense to do it. And the barley's fantastic too. I mean, the toasted barley is just unbelievable. So yeah,
Yeah. We've done
give it a
some
try.
fun stuff with the barley too. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the best kept secrets is that it's simple. It's way more simple than people think it might be. I think because it's different, there's a stigma that it might be complex.
Yeah,
And you're saying put some grass-fed butter on it and some salt and pepper. Like it's not
it,
hard.
yeah, it really is. And it's just a matter of, breaking out of your usual suspects of potatoes and random stuff. I mean, I know I'm beating up on potatoes pretty heavily, but it's just kind of like the thing that everybody seems to gravitate to, and it really doesn't need to be like that.
Mhm.
There's a lot more out there than just that.
Mhm. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Well, thanks, Scott, for joining us today. We're excited to see where you go with
Sure.
all of the, with all of the ideas that you have and the way that you implement our products. We're excited for Brigade because it just opened real recently. Is that right?
Yeah, we've been open for just about 2 months now.
So
So yeah.
very recent. Yeah. So
Yep.
we're excited to see how Brigade just develops and excited to come and try some of that with you guys. And
Yeah.
so anyway, all right. Well, thanks everyone for watching this timeless conversation and I guess we'll see you next time.